opening tip is won by the Montana State Bobcats, and it will start up now with the Montana State Bobcat basketball. Xavier Bishop over to the left wing. Give it to Abdul Muhammad. They'll go down inside, and Bellows kind of double team to pass it over to the right block now to Ahmad Adamu. Spins left, back over to the right, goes up at the center of the lane, falls down to the ground, it won't go. Rebound coming for Jabril Bello, tosses it to Gonzalez. Around the top line go the Bobcats yet again. Inside to Ahmad Adamu. He's standing at the right block, and now he'll kick it out top. They go over to the right wing, down inside to Bello. 9 seconds to shoot over to the other block now, cutting it up. Ahmad Adamu is hacked a little bit, it looks like, and it's knocked out of bounds on the rebound. It will stay with Montana State. Pretty good contact there.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact, and you can see what's happening is Portland's going to send the double team on Bello from block to block, and so Adamu is down low as one of the better cutters getting to the rim.
Gonzalez wide open for the left wing, lets it fly, and another offensive rebound. That's 2 straight offensive rebounds, plus the one knocked out of bounds. 3 second chance opportunities for the Bobcats. Abdul Muhammad, right wing, 3 up, side of the rim, and it won't go. And a rebound coming down inside for Portland. They're going to try to be the first to strike after a long offensive little series there. About 55 seconds, in fact, for the Montana State Bobcats. Trying to play a little man-to-man defense now. Driving over to the right, turn, spin, Chojian. Wow, what a play. Turn, spins, and with the backhand off the side of the board, it's good. What a play, 2-0.
Yeah, that's a horse shot that'll win you a game right there.
Yeah. Someone's got a shot there. They'll go down inside to Jabril Bello on the right block. He's double teamed like we talked about, and they'll go back over the top and swing it. Here's Abdul Muhammad at the right wing, dribbling down inside, trying to get close to the hoop. 10-footers up, off glass too hard. Bello with the rebound on the putback. He's fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line to be able to shoot now.
Yeah, and the Bobcats here obviously dominating the offensive glass early. Got to find ways to get Bello touches where he doesn't have an easy, or he's not easily double teamed, so he can make a quick post move and go score. It'll be interesting to see how that develops here.
Montana State going to be the first one going to the free throw line and trying to get their first couple of points in this game, in which Portland leads it 2-0 over Montana State. It's now a 2-1 ball game right now. 2-1 after the free throw is up and good. 72% for the free throw line of the Montana State Bobcats. Bello himself, pretty good free throw shooter on the other side for the Bobcats. He's right at about 82% from the charity stripe, as this one's up and no good. Never fails. Talk about how good of a free throw shooter he is. Off the back of the rim it goes. And Portland with a 2-1 lead here. 18:23 to go in the first half. Around the timeline go the Pilots. Over to the left wing, dribbling up over to the top. Here's Mike Meadows, one of the top players in the Big Sky a season ago. Wide open 3 at the top of the key, won't go for Sojilan, and it's going to be a rebound inside for the Bobcats. Here comes Xavier Bishop, driving over to the left now, driving down to the left block, and he'll toss it back outside. Clearing over to the top to Xavier Bishop, right wing Gonzalez, now back over to the top to Bishop. Here does Ahmad Adamu. Adamu driving in, he goes high off glass, and it will not go off the side of the rim. And the Bobcats yet to be able to find a field goal in this ball game. 17:45 to go with the first half. 2-1, Portland leading it by 1. Here from Bozeman, Montana. A little bit of a low-scoring contest thus far. Mismatch inside with Xavier Bishop, guarded up with Moses Wood at 6'8". Get that switch going, and now it's back to Meadows. Meadows over to the left wing. Left wing 3 thrown up and through. It's good for Tyler Robertson. And he gets the first triple to fall. 5-1 Portland.
Really hard when you're chasing the ball defensively right there. The Bobcats chasing every pass late, and all of a sudden you get a wide open shot and Portland makes you pay.
Bello at the top, gives it to Xavier Bishop, coming off the screen. We'll kick it over to the right wing. Right wing 3 for Ahmad Adamu, halfway in and then out. But another rebound for Jabril Bello. How about the boards by the Bobcats over this first half? Xavier Bishop now driving over to the right. He's turning and spinning his way close to the hoop, and now they get it over to Ahmad Adamu. Ahmad Adamu, offensive foul. They give him with the left arm, and that is going to be his first.
Yeah, tough call right there. I think Adamu actually got away with a travel on the catch, which unfortunately wasn't whistled in light of the fact the turnover happened anyway. That offensive foul obviously puts one on him that you don't want to have there.
So Portland holding to a 4-point lead right now. 5-1 they lead it over the Montana State Bobcats with 16:45 left to go in the first half. At the top, dribbling over to the right and turning and spinning here is Chris Austin. Austin gives it over to Meadows, and an offensive foul coming against Portland now. A couple of back-to-back offensive fouls. This one's coming against number 2, Tyler Robertson, his first team second.
and potentially a foul on Portland's best player there. You all of a sudden put his first foul on the board. So 2 key guys each pick up a foul here back-to-back.
16:33 to go in the first half. 5-1. Montana State still looking for their first field goal. Tyler Patterson checked into the game. Nick Guzales was the starter. Patterson now the right wing will get it back inside to Bello, who's double team. Spins around and ducks it down. 5-3. The Bobcats are back within a possession here. 16-14 to go in the first half. Montana State within 2. Portland still with that lead right now. Dribbling at the top, driving inside, and now this one's off glass, is up and good, able to get around. Zavorchak. That time was the one to score and get it off glass. They go down inside to Bello. Bello now back at his way, turn, spin, double team, halfway in and then out. It will not go that time. And a rebound coming for Portland. They hold a 7-3 lead over the Bobcats here early. Transition 3 from the right wing, up, no good. And a fight for the rebound. The long rebound is coming for Portland now. Sojlan was able to get it. Get it back over to him. Now off over to the top. Meadows around the timeline. 15:35 left to go with the first half. He falls down to the court to Patterson. They shoot the net as Meadows will find the cutter over in the right corner, and Chris Austin. Austin now driving over the left elbow. Shot up, no good. Good defense coming that time out of the Bobcat. Raekwon Battle, the transfer out of the University of Washington. Now it's Xavier Bishop on the right elbow from the free throw line. He kind of over and under throws it up, but it will not go that time. But a rebound for Portland. They hold a 7-3 lead. Austin drives in. Now they cut over to the right side. A miscommunication on the defense that time resulted in points.
Yeah, Patterson and Bishop both run to the same guy. Leaves, I think it was Meadows at the top. Easy drive and dish for the dunk. And Bobcats a little out of sort on both ends right now.
So a couple of new guys came in and in travel coming against Raekwon Battle. Raekwon Battle in the ball game. Abdul Muhammad, Xavier Bishop, Tyler Patterson, and Great Asabar checking into the ball game for the first time is great. Here with 14:49 left to go with the first half. 9-3 Portland leading Montana State, but it is going to be Portland basketball trying to extend upon their 6-point lead. Low scoring contest so far for these two teams. There's a 3 from Austin to the top, but it hits the side of the rim and it will not go. Both these two teams struggling a little bit from 3, just 1 of 4, and the Bobcats 0 for 3. Here's Raekwon from the side, a 3 that's off the mark that time, but the Bobcats now 0 of 4 in 3-point attempts. Raekwon Battle, a nice block that time to be able to stop a 3-point coming for Zavorchak. And here comes Xavier Bishop now, driving over to the right block, dishes it into the corner. Wide open 3, Raekwon Battle, halfway into the down. It will not go, and a rebound for Portland. A couple of good looks, just have not fallen so far.
Yeah, it's second ball to go halfway down and pop out. Bello had one just a minute ago.
Ball's down to the ground. Abdul Muhammad jumping after it. Still no whistle. And here's going to be the jump ball coming. It will stay with Portland. With 14 minutes left to go in the first half, that took a long time. It was almost like a fumble on the play. And they were saying whoever comes up with the basketball is what we'll go with.
Yeah, it's like a fumble that gets kicked and knocked all over the place, and you end up with like a 30-yard play in one direction.
Usually it seems like the officials, they like to jump on those right away. They get physical when the ball's like that. They don't want to see the game get too physical and they jump on those. But that one, they're letting them play out a little bit. So 14 minutes left to go in the first half. 9-3, Portland leading the way. Into the center of the lane. Shot up by Austin, and it's up and over Raekwon Battle. Good. On to double figures is Portland. They lead it 11-3 over the Montana State Bobcats. Portland in the middle of a 6-0 run, and the Bobcats without a point in the last 2 minutes. And now it's 25 seconds.
Cats just 1 for 12 from the field here. Got to get some things cleaned up offensively.
There's Abdul Muhammad driving down to the baseline. Will feed it to Raekwon Battle over to the top. Xavier Bishop quickly to Patterson. Patterson left wing 3. Side of the rim, and it won't go. Patterson been having a real nice year here with the Bobcats in his second season with Montana State. Here's a shot up, and Xavier Bishop will take it to the free throw line.
Really nice play by Xavier Bishop there. He recognizes, hey, we're taking a lot of threes right now. 1 for 13 from the field, but 6 of those are from behind the arc, 0 for 6. So he says, hey, I'm going to go in here and see if I can draw a foul, slow this thing down, get a couple points at the free throw line, and now reset things defensively.
Bobcats trying to stop a 2-minute and 56-second scoring drought with this free throw up and through for Xavier Bishop. 11-4, Bobcats down by 7. 3 brand new guys, and been talking about that rotation. Coach Shante Leggins getting a whole bunch of new guys in. Coach Danny Sprinkle doing the same with Jabril Bello, as well as Sam Lekeline checking into the ballgame. Kellen Times will check in for Xavier Bishop if he makes this one. Kellen's at the head table, and he'll check in now as that second free throw is good. And the Bobcats have pulled it within 2 possessions. 11-5, leading the way by 6 is Portland over Montana State. Bobcats trying to get a couple of stops. Fairly young lineup out there right now. Besides Jabril Bello, kind of the vet, it's 4 fairly young guys around him. Kick it over to the far side, a wide open 3 up and through. That time he can't leave. Tyler Robertson open. He'll make you pay, and Robertson's got 6 of the Portland 14 now. 14-5, they lead it. But down inside to Bello with the right wing. Bello with just one guy on him right now. They're showing a little bit of pressure on him. Kick it around the timeline. Kellen Times now over to Raekwon Battle. Battle feeds it inside to Bello. Bello's got a triple team down to the right block, and he finds Lekalot. Lekalot now driving in, kicks it over to the corner. Here's Patterson, left wing 3, upside of the rim, and it's no good. But a rebound for Bello, and a whistle coming. A whistle coming against the Bobcats on that rebound that time. The whistle coming against Jabril Bello, and that's Jabril's first, team's third.
Yeah, Jabril gave a little push in the back there to get that rebound. Unfortunate that whistle gets called if you're a Bobcat fan, because that would have led to a 3-point play there for Jabril.
So 12:40 left to be played in the first half. 14-5. Montana State right now is leading by 9. There's a right wing 3 thrown up, and it will not go. That time for Tyler Robertson. And a little bit of contact that time, but no call. Patterson in transition. Side of the rim, it's off. Kellen Times with the offensive board. And I'll get it to Bello, his big fella. They get it back outside of Kellen Times. And the freshman trying to direct traffic here with 12:15 to go until halftime. They get it over to Raekwon Battle. Battle on the left wing. Turns, spins here. And it's knocked out of his hands. Last touch by Portland. It will stay with Montana State. They have just 5 seconds to shoot. Amin Adamu will check back into the game. Tyler Patterson will check out with 12:09 to go until halftime. 14-5. Portland in front by 9.
Cats 1 for 15 now. 0 for 8. From behind the arc.
They haven't had one of those field goals in the last 4 minutes and 11 seconds. This one stolen on the inbound, and Portland's got the basketball now. Right wing with the basketball is Robertson. Kick it back over to the top. Here's Meadows. Really good with the basketball in his hand, and he's getting some tight defense for communities and cheering on our teams. Thank you for letting us be your trusted community bank for more than 50 years. First Interstate Bank, built for you, member FDIC. First free throws up, and it is good. Coming this time for number 15, Chika Nuka. Nuka, a couple of dribbles at the free throw line, trying to extend their 10-point lead. He does to 11. A&OS Moving and Storage is the official moving company of the MSU Bobcats. All right, so Kellen Times crosses half court. 11:45 to go with the first half of the Bobcats. Got to find offense from somewhere. Raekwon Battle over to Amin Adamu. Adamu for the free throw line. A jumper up and through. He can get it started. 16-7. Montana State pulls it back within 9.
Good little set for Coach Sprinkle coming out of the timeout. A little dribble weave action. Get Adamu coming to his left hand, right to the middle of the paint where he loves to shoot, and try and get a little momentum going.
All right, Robertson, we're kicking over to Meadows on the right side. Back over to the top now they go. Man-to-man defense for the Bobcats, trying to play stout. 9 seconds to shoot from the down on the baseline. Shot up and it will not go. That time for Tyler Robertson. A rebound coming for the Montana State Bobcats. Kellen Times feeds it inside to Sam Lekalot. Back outside to Times. 11:03 to go until halftime, with the Bobcats trailing by 9. 16-7. Portland leading. Left wing 3 up. No good. Raekwon having a little bit of trouble here finding that battle, or finding that right now. Raekwon Battle. He's 0 for 3 from 3. And driving over to the left now. Severa. Give it off over to Robertson. Robertson driving baseline. They kick it over to the right side. Last touch by Montana State. It will stay with Portland. Into the ball game goes Nick Gonzalez. 10:42 to go with the first half. 16-7. Montana State trailing by 9. We had close to 70 points scored for the Bobcats in their last game against Portland a couple of weeks back. And pointers have not been as easy to come by in this contest. Driving over to the right is Moses Wood. Now he'll go cross court over to the corner now to Duca. Duca down inside, shot up no good. A rebound for Sam Lekalot. Kellen Times looking to push the pressure, work a little quickly here for the Bobcats with 10:25 remaining in the first half. Kellen into the center of the lane, trying to get it over to Bello. It's almost knocked out of his hands, but now it's knocked back into it. He's got it. Bello will spin into the center. He's triple teamed, and he's hit all around. There's no call, no whistle that time. But Coach Stanley Sprinkle trying to get an explanation here for the officiating crew, and it looked like a clear-cut foul. Driving down to the baseline, shut up, no good, and a fight for the rebound, this time at a jump ball. It will go in favor of Montana State. Nice little block by Nick Guzales there on the baseline, showing a little defense that time.
Yeah, the Bobcats are rallying a little bit up defensively. Now they just got to get the offense going to match. Guzales makes a great little play there to get a block that looked like it was about to be a bunny lay-in. And then I wasn't sure Portland didn't travel. They almost jump balled themselves.
Definitely looked like a physical play for a viewing audience there with Jubrile Belo. He was hacked around on the arms a little bit. They'll get it down inside to Belo again. Takes a dribble to the right, now spins over to the left. He's triple team down inside, and the whistle comes. Jump ball. It will go back over to Portland. The Bobcats trying to get it down inside to Belo. Obviously, they want to feed through their all-conference selection, but good defensive scheme coming out of Portland so far has denied Belo from getting much of anything besides from the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think the problem, part of it, is when the ball goes into Belo, just standing around on the perimeter. So it allows Portland's defenders to hone in on where Jubrile is, and as soon as he puts it on the deck, collapse on him. Got to get a little bit more movement off ball.
Moses Wood at the top, driving over to the right. Now gives it off over to Meadows. 16-7. Montana State trailing to Portland. Down to 7 seconds to shoot. Driving into at the free throw line. Turn away, fade away jumper for Moses off the front of the rim, and it will not go. And a rebound for Montana State. And Kellen Times. Times looking to push it. 3-on-2. Ahmad Adamu sidesteps through. And what's the call? There's a whistle coming. The whistle's coming against Portland, so was it before he was shooting? There's no real signal on the floor, they're going to call it, before he was shooting. So it is going to be Montana State basketball, and it's going to be the 4th foul. There wasn't a lot of communication that time.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Montana State, as they would have had the opportunity to get that another and one, had that whistle calling after he went into a shooting motion.
A little bit of a sloppy day for both these two teams. No one's been able to score in the last 2.5 minutes, and Abdul Muhammad trying to clear that, but he can't. Hits the front of the rim and it bounces out of bounds. It will go back over to Portland now. No points for Montana State. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Close to 3 minutes now for Portland without a single point coming their way. 16-7. Portland leading Montana State with 8:50 to go in this first half. Meadows at the top, directing traffic for this Portland team. The Pilots picked to finish towards the middle part of the WCC this year. Finished towards the bottom half. With the new coaching staff, and Shante Leggins got him to 8 wins so far. High off glass, this one's up and good for Mike Meadows. He was driving in over to the left, being pushed away from the rim, and threw it up and got it through. 18-7, now back in front by 11. And great Osabar gets the two-handed dunk to get 2 for the Bobcats and pull it within 9.
The Bobcats need a little 5-0 run just to get this thing back into a 1 or 2 possession game. And that offense right now has been the limiting factor.
Get it down inside. Great Osabar playing a little man-to-man defense with Silvera. He goes into the top of the lane. Shot up no good. Rebound Montana State. Bobcats have a fairly good job of the rebounding category. 2 of their last 12 on the field, though, as Xavier Bishop lets one float off his hand, and it floats too hard off the side of the rim, but it will not go through. So it is now Portland basketball up by the score of 18-9 here with 7:47 to go in the first half. Meadows between his legs, clears it over to the top now to Moses Wood. Wood over to the left wing, now they're off over. And Xavier Bishop will start this. Get it over to Abdul Muhammad, now down inside to Ahmad Adamu, and Adamu's turned to the offensive foul. It's going to be the second one coming against Ahmad. That's his second. And that is the team's now 4th. No, 5th, that is.
Yeah, and that goes back to that first one that Ahmad got that was after the travel that didn't get called. Now he's got 2, so he's probably going to sit most of the remainder of the half, and you take one of Montana State's best defenders and best offensive players off the floor.
And so Ahmad Adamu will check out, and into the game goes Raekwon Battle with 7:28 left to go with the first half of the Montana State Bobcats trailing by 9. Portland with the basketball. They're 1 for their last 7 from the field. Dribbling over to the top now, it's Robertson. Robertson to the free throw line. Dribbling over to the left, will give it to Meadows. Meadows one-on-one with Raekwon Battle. Kicks it outside. Wide open 3-ball attempt from the left wing is up. No good. That time for Severchek. And a rebound coming from Montana State. There's Xavier Bishop over to the corner. Nick Guzales for 3. Will not go that time, but a fight for the rebound is coming against Portland. Wrapped around that arm that time to Tyler Robertson, and he's got 2 now, but the team's got 6. 16 fouls against Portland. 5 team fouls coming against Montana State.
That's a big second foul by Robertson here. If somehow the Bobcats could steal a third at the end of the first half here, it would make a huge difference.
Inbound to Abdul Muhammad, won't go. Nice rebound for Raekwon Battle. The Bobcats working this basketball around. Here's Xavier Bishop getting a screen from Great Asabar. Now spins out of it, spins over to the left, goes up with a shot, and it's blocked. Hit out of there that time, and Portland with the basketball. 6:42 remains in the first half. 18-9. Portland right now leading the way. Neither of these two teams shooting fairly well. Just 7 for 21 so far as Portland. 0 for their last 7. They go down inside, and this one's going to be knocked out of there, and it will go back over to Montana State.
Yeah, big turnover there. Is great job fighting inside by Abdul Muhammad on Robertson. Robertson spun away to release his post up and not get a 3 count at the exact moment Meadows threw the lob over the top and got the turnover.
So Xavier Bishop crosses over in front, driving down inside now, spins, turns. He's got Raekwon Battle, who will fake the shot, drive in. Raekwon 0 for 4 from 3, and he loses the handle that time with a turnover. Give it over to Portland. They get it over to the right wing. Right wing 3 is up, side of the rim, and it will not go. Rebound for Raekwon Battle that time. But the Bobcats need some points. They haven't scored any in 2.5 minutes. The same for Portland. No points in 2 minutes and 34 seconds right now. Just 9 points for Montana State with 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and this one's stolen. Take it away, a turnover. Here's Portland. They'll slow it down now. The 4-on-1 opportunity. But driving in, going straight in, and an offensive foul coming. Nick Gonzalez doing a good job of setting the feet, taking the charge. Down to the court he goes, and we're going the other way.
Big play by Gonzalez there. Bobcat defense has tightened up something fierce. They've held Portland scoreless for 3 minutes and kept their hopes alive. Their offense just cannot get going here. You have a wide open shot there by Raekwon Battle. He turns it down. I know you're 0 for 4, but shooter's got to shoot. And if he's wide open, you got to take a look at it and knock it through the hole.
All right, 5:41 remains in the first half. 18-9. Portland's leading the way over the Montana State Bobcats. Hey, the Bobcats need your support to go for the win. Donate to the Bobcat Club's 3 to Win campaign to reach our $3 million goal supporting student athletes. All right, back to action we go. Xavier Bishop bringing the basketball down. And the Bobcats, we've been talking about it now for the last 6-7 minutes. Just need a couple of points. You know, all of a sudden it puts you back into it. No points in the last 2 minutes and now 55 seconds. Here's a long one coming out of Jabril Bell in front of the 3-point line, and it will not go. And a rebound coming inside for Portland. Bobcats not able to buy a basketball here, or buy a basket here early on in this ball game. One of which they trail 18-9. 5:10 to go with the first half. At the top, dribbling over to the right. Here's Chris Austin. Austin will dish it over to the left wing. Driving inside is Harvey. Harvey over to the right wing. 5 seconds to shoot now, and he will shoot with 5 seconds left. Off the side of the rim, and the 3-pointers off the mark for Austin. Another rebound for Montana State. No points scored in this basketball game in 4 minutes now by either team. Here's a left wing 3 up for Raekwon Battle. Halfway in and then out, and it will not go. 4:45 left to go with the first half now. 18-9, and the Bobcats still trailing. That's been the score for 4 straight minutes, and a travel to go the other way. Just some sloppy basketball on either side.
Yeah, let's call good defense. How about that? Maybe we'll just say, boy, the defense out here today.
We'll go with that.
18-9. We got one team shooting 30%. The Bobcats are shooting 12%. Neither team can make a 3. 2 for 22 total in the first half combined, both teams.
And look who's in the game. Borja Fernandez getting a standing ovation by some of the crowd and getting a little cheer. He's coming in for the first time this season. Offensive foul now coming against Xavier Bishop. Whistled against Xavier. That's his first. That's the team 6. Both the Bobcats have 6 to the Portland 17 fouls. Good to see Borja out there.
Yeah, 9 turnovers combined by the two teams over the last 4 minutes. That's great defense. Let's call it what it is. That's great defense, forcing turnovers. The offense has got to get better.
All right, 4:20 to go in the first half. 18-9. It's Portland leading Montana State. Duca driving inside. Now it's Meadows off glass. No good. And a rebound coming from Montana State. Xavier Bishop now trying to stop this close to 5-minute scoring drought for either team. Halfway in and they will not go. There's almost something on top of that basket that time as Tyler Patterson's got it. They'll kick it over to Borja. Now they'll get it back over to Xavier Bishop. 3:55 to go and a whistle comes.
Point, and now you got a ton of work to do in the second half.
All right, so Jabril Bello trying to stop a 4-minute and 30-second scoring drought for either team. No one's been able to score in 4.5 minutes, and it continues on. As that free throw will not go, but the Bobcats are going to get the rebound. Here's a left wing three up for Xavier Bishop. No good. Out of bounds, and it will go back over to Portland. Well, the clock's still running right now. 3:50. And now it stops. 3:50 left to go with the first half. 18-9. Portland in front of Montana State. You know what this reminds me of? What was it? Wasn't it Arizona State this year? And Washington State had like a 20-30 game, or it was even less than that, I think. And in the Pac-12, I mean, some of these games just get so physical, so tight down inside. And now to the free throw line going is going to be Portland, courtesy of the Bobcats, 1-1. And to the free throw line is going to be number 1, Moses Wood.
And that's a one place you don't want to put this Portland Ball Club. We haven't talked about it a lot yet today because they haven't been there, but Portland is really, really good from the free throw line as a team. One of the top 5 teams in the nation in free throw shooting percentage. So not where you want to put the Pilots.
And that stops a 5-minute scoring drought for Portland. The Bobcats having not been able to garner a basket in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. It is a 10-point lead for Portland. They have not led by more than 10. They're trying to do just that as the second free throw's up and good. Moses Wood, an outstanding free throw shooter, does his job. 20-9. Portland leading Montana State with 3:30 to go in the first half. Kick it over to the right side. Nick Gonzalez now on the right wing. Get it over to Borja Fernandez down to the corner and takes a dribble. Borja over to Nick Gonzalez. Now they'll get it over to Xavier Bishop, who dribble handoff to Tyler Patterson. Back over to Bishop down to the corner. 10 seconds to shoot. He'll drive into the center of the lane, find somebody in Nick Gonzalez. And now Gonzalez with a running jumper that will not go. And a rebound inside for Portland. Some of this, I would assume, has got to be 2 finals this week. We had some sickness on the team. They're driving in. Count the no offensive foul coming against number 5. That time Chris Austin, his first, team's 8th. But those finals weeks, Coach talked about it in our pregame, said we weren't really able to get a full practice in a very long time, and it's kind of hard to get that mojo right out of the gates.
Yeah, no, it does. It throws you off a little bit, but it's still your Division I basketball players who are really good players who make shots, and it's time to just start making some shots. Right now, they haven't been able to do it.
All right, Nick Gonzalez trying to make a shot down to the corner. It's halfway in and then out. That's how about a lot of those shots have gone down the stretch. And the Bobcats shoot just 10% for the field. 3 of 29 in this first half. They'll kick over to the left wing, and this rebound coming for Xavier Bishop. Bishop now looking to work quick. 3-on-1. He'll kick it to Patterson. Patterson left wing 3. Good! And you need something like that to get it going, get it feeling. Back within 8 on the Montana State Bobcats. There's 2:24 left to go with the first half. 20-12. Montana State trailing with this Portland team, and you can hear the fans probably finally with something to cheer about for the first time in 5.5 minutes. Driving inside, turning, spinning. Woods got nothing, and he traveled. Or 3 seconds, rather. They're going to call him first. He moving those feet a little bit, but the 3 seconds in the lane will send the basketball back over to Montana State.
Well, and this is what we were saying, just a couple back-to-back threes with a couple stops, and all of a sudden this is a couple possession game. Bobcats got that first 3 for Patterson right there. Wouldn't be stunned to see the Bobcats kind of hunt a shot here for Tyler. See if somebody can just get a little rhythm going and find a way to score.
All right, so Xavier Bishop bringing the basketball down. 2:05 left to go in the first half. 20-12. Portland in front of Montana State. Xavier Bishop driving over to the right. He's standing at their right elbow. Give it off to Tyler Patterson. Patterson over to Xavier Bishop. Bishop with a high entry pass inside to Borja Fernandez. He's backing his way against Robertson that time, and Borja turning, spinning. We'll get it to Nick Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a lot of shots that time, but it just will not fall. Off the side of the rim and a rebound inside for Portland. Portland kicking it over to the right wing. Driving down to the baseline. A whistle coming against Nick. That's going to be Nick Gonzalez's second. And that is going to be the team's now 8th. Raekwon Battle into the ball game. Nick Gonzalez will take a seat with a minute 40 to go in the first half. 20-12, low scoring affair here from Bozeman, Montana for one of 2 home games this week. We're got another home one on Wednesday. That will be the final home regular season and the final home non-conference game of the season. As Abdul Muhammad will check into this ball game, and Borja Fernandez will take the seat. Good to see Borja back out there again. He's battled a little bit of injury. 6'7", 230-pound sophomore. Did a great job for Montana State last season during the COVID year. We're going to need him throughout the conference slate this year. The free throw up, and it's good for Chris Austin. That makes it a 22-12 lead for Portland over Montana State. That's a 10-point lead with 1:35 to go for the first half. As Xavier Bishop dribbles over to the right to RaeQuan Battle. Battle now with the basketball. Off over to the top to Abdul Muhammad, and now it's standing with Xavier Bishop. Xavier Bishop dribbling at the left wing, goes over to the top, 9 seconds to shoot, driving in. He'll now kick it out to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul Muhammad driving in, a lot of contact and a blocking foul coming against Portland. Blocking foul coming against Meadows, his second personal, and he's the team's 10th. And Abdul kind of bounced that basketball, and the referee kept looking to see if anything else was going to happen, but it was only a bounce of the basketball, and no other whistle needed. So Abdul will go to the free throw line now.
Yeah, Abdul caught it up top there, had a wide open Bello at the rim. Bello had set the ball screen and rolled. It come free, and Portland had kind of missed that assignment. There was no help, and unable to get it there. So the Bobcats' misery on offense continues as he misses the first free throw. They're now 3 for 6, shooting 50% from the free throw line.
It was 2 shots. They were thinking it was only 1 was Portland, but they've got 10 team fouls, and the second one is good. It's a 9-point lead right now for the Montana State Bobcats. A 9-point deficit for the Montana State Bobcats with a minute 05 left to go for the first half. Portland with a lead. Driving over to the right is Meadows. Meadows now coming off the screen. Will let a jumper up and through. That's a first field goal in 7.5 minutes for this Portland group. 24-13. They're back in front by double figures at 11. 50 seconds to go with the first half, and the Bobcats going to need a big second half to come back from this. RaeQuan Battle over now to Xavier Bishop, directing traffic a little bit with Jabril Bello getting to the screen. Now RaeQuan Battle with the right wing, 3 up. That's a big one. Before halftime. 26-16. That brings it back within 8. RaeQuan Battle getting his first one here. .org. Here's the inbound now from Portland over to the corner to Robertson. They can take this down to about 3-4 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock right now. Montana State trailing 24-16 to Portland. Down to 14 seconds to find a shot. And there's 17 seconds at that time to be able to get until the horn sounds for the end of the first half. And a whistle coming against Montana State that time. Foul against the Bobcats. And onto the free throw line will go Portland.
Yeah, just a little over aggressive there by Kellen, trying to make a play, Kellen trying to make a play. Didn't need it, had the double team, were shooting the gap. Robertson was about to reverse the ball back to Meadows. Bobcats looked like they were going to shoot that gap and have an opportunity to go get a free one.
All right, 9 seconds remain on the clock. Shot clock turned off. First one's up, and it's good. It's a 1-1. Second one now going to get an opportunity here. 25-16. Portland extended their lead to 9. Bobcats will have to get down the court a little hurry. Let's see if Coach Andy Sprinkle takes a use it or lose it timeout. As this one bounces off the front, and it will go through. And they're going to get a sub in for the shooter that time. Coming in number 15, Chika Maduka. 9 seconds remain in the first half. 26-16. Up by 10 is Portland. Full court pressure coming out of Portland for the first time today. 8 seconds, 7. Trying to get past half court. He does with 5 seconds to spare. Xavier Bishop crosses. Patterson with the left wing. 3 up. No good. Side of the rim. Little here, little there. Put him up by 10. And the Bobcats looking to make one of their first key runs. They'll start with the basketball now to start half number 2. As Patterson goes down inside to Bello. Bello's double team down to the right block, and he finds Xavier Bishop on the right key. Bishop now goes down inside to Damu now backing his way over to the hoop, spins into the center of the lane, shot up off the front of the rim, side of the rim, no good. The fight for the rebound will come for Portland.
Tough first possession. Bobcats get it right where they want to. Point blank shot. Damu just unable to get it to fall. Now they've got to go here. It looks like Patterson's starting for Gonzalez in the second half.
Yeah, it is going to be a change in that starting lineup as this whistle comes against Montana State's Tyler Patterson. Tyler will get his second personal. The team's going to get their first of the second half. Both these two teams win the double bonus by the end of half number 1. It's a 26-16 lead for Portland over Montana State. Robertson driving into the lane, too hard off glass. It won't go on a rebound. Coming from Jabril Bello, who dishes it over to Ahmed Adamu, and now off to Xavier Bishop to bring it down. 19-10 to go in the second half. 26-16. Montana State right now down by 10. Here's a fadeaway jumper off the glass, up and good for Xavier Bishop. That's a shot that didn't go in the first half, but it falls here in half number 2. Portland getting over to the right side of the Bobcats have cut it down from double digits down to an 8-point lead for Portland as they get over to the right block now. Little 5-foot jumper off the side of the rim. Good defense coming out of Jabril Bello. The shot will not go off their side of the rim, and the Bobcats trying to cut it even a little bit further here now with 18:37 left to go in the second half. Almost lost the clutch that time, did Abdul Muhammad. And now they get it back over to the top now, off over to Xavier Bishop. Dribbling off over to the right. Now he cuts it back over to the left. Spins, gets it to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul dishes down over to the paint. The whistle coming as Jabril Bello was going up with some force down to the baseline, and he'll go down to the free throw line to try to earn these, as this one's coming against number 25, against number 24. Beneath is Severa, and it's going to be his first, team's first.
I like how Xavier's kind of handled these last couple possessions there. He's dribbling into the paint, not necessarily looking to score as much as to put pressure on the defense to get it to collapse and then drop off and find guys. He found Adamu inside. There he finds Bello inside. Like, he's putting pressure on the defense, but doing it to create for others. And now Portland is kind of trying to find that reaction to it.
All right, as Vucinic will check into the ball game now on the right block. As that free throw is good, it cuts it within 7. Trying to go within 2 possessions for the first time in a while. He does, as that free throw is up and good. 2 free throws and 2 makes coming from Jabril Bello, when the Bobcats pull it within 26-20. Montana State right now with a 6-point deficit. Portland has led for 20 minutes and 34 seconds of this game. The Bobcats have not led in this contest. Roberts turn, spin, shot up, no shot. The whistle's coming on the ground. It's going to be a floor foul coming against Abdul Muhammad. That's Abdul's second, team's second.
Not too bad defensive possession there, though. The Bobcats still keeping Portland out of the paint, forcing them to take hard, contested shots.
So down over to the right block, fading into the center of the lane. Shot up and through. That time for Chris Mossing into the first couple of points of the second half now for Portland. 28-20. They lead it back by 8 with 17:53 to go in the second half. Abdul Muhammad will give it over to Jabril Bello. Bello down on the right block here, or at the top of the key right there. We'll get it over to Ahmed Adamu. A lot of physicality that time, and a whistle coming as he was fouled. That's going to be the third one. His Meadows knows exactly. He'll go running over to the side of the bench. The Hollywood, California native at 6'2", 175 pounds. Will have to take a seat for a little bit. The team gets their second. And the Bobcats will get the basketball right now. 28-20. They trail by 8 with 17:40 to go in this second half. Bello now taking it to the hoop. Goes up. He's fouled. Again to the free throw line will go Jabril Bello. Bello with 5 points in this game. He's 1 of 4, and he's trying to earn them from the free throw line here in the second half.
I like the aggressiveness there. You run a high handoff with him and Bishop. Bishop's unable to get enough depth to get open against Harvey, but Bello just turns faces and goes against the sophomore big man from, I think, Montenegro, and takes it to the rim.
Free throws up and good for Bello. That cuts it within 7. So Portland's only dressed 10 guys. We talked about it. And they had 10 fouls in the first half. They already have 3 fouls here in the second half. Every single player on their team has a foul except Yari Harvey. So we're going to get number 0, Yari Harvey, with 1 foul. And they would have trifecta, every one of their team, with at least 1 foul in this game. Here's Robertson pass half court. Driving over to the left lane, and now he'll dish it off over to Harvey. Harvey over to the top now to Vincent. Driving inside, it's stolen, taken away now by Xavier Bishop. Bishop 2-on-1, driving over to the right lane. He puts the shot up, and he is fouled. They go to the free throw line, and it's on Harvey, so the entire team has at least 1 foul. 17-18 to go with the second half. 28-22 Montana State, trailing by 6.
Nice play again by Bishop. You like the senior, 6-year senior, being focused and locked in there. He sees the big guy trying to drive it. He slips in there for the quick steal and goes the other way, and is aggressive, getting to the rim, draws some contact, and again, getting to the free throw line. Big start to the second half for Bobcat offense.
Free throw is good. That makes it 28-23. The Bobcats cutting into this deficit right now, and they're right now winning the second half 7-2 after trailing at the halftime 26-16. Free throws up and good for Xavier Bishop that time. So Mohammed saying, come on, let's get into it. Hear this home crowd. The Bobcats have brought it within 4. 17-12 to go with the second half. Robertson driving in into the center of the lane. Turns and spins. Shot up and good. And they quiet that crowd in a hurry. As that will get Robertson 2 points and will get Portland a 30-24 lead. 6-point lead.
Cats with 8 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half after only scoring 16 in the first half.
3-point attempt wouldn't go for Xavier Bishop, but another one of those offensive rebounds for Montana State. They go down inside to Bello. Bello over on the right block will toss it over to Abinadamu. Center of the lane, shot up and good. Abinadamu in the center of the lane. 30-26. Montana State within 4. 16-35 to go in the second half now. Robertson pass half court, standing on the right wing, driving into the center again, and it's hit out of there. What a swing coming out of Jabril Bello.
There's 9 guys out there playing basketball. Bello's playing volleyball. He just spiked that thing straight down, almost hit Robertson on the way down. Tremendous effort by Jabril Bello coming from the help side.
16-28 to go in the second half. 30-26. Portland in front of Montana State. Austin standing with it at the left wing. They'll cut it. They get it to the cutter and Robertson. Robertson now turns, spin, shot up front of the rim. It's up and good. Keshonte Legans wanted some contact and won that time, but not going to get it. 32-26. Back in front by 6. Here is Portland. 16-10 to go with the second half. Left wing 3 through. What a shot!
He's got the assist going. He's got penetration right now, showing some emotion and finding ways to get his team involved.
Robertson driving over to the right will do the dribble handoff. This time to Severik. As they try to get it down inside, stolen away. Xavier Bishop has it. He gets up and gets dribbling with it. Standing at the right wing, he'll reset this offense here, slow it down a bit. Borja Fernandez checked into the ball game. He's standing at the left wing. They go down inside to Bello. Bello now down at the block, loses the handle, regains the handle. He's looking to go with the basketball to Abinadamu. Who's Patterson? Tie ball game. Tyler Patterson with a couple of threes in the second half, and we are all knotted up. 32-32.
4.5 minutes into the second half, Bobcats matched their first half total, so they flushed it well at halftime and have come out with a different look.
A 6-0 run in the last 40 seconds for Montana State. A rebound coming now for Abinadamu as the shot would not go for Robertson. Here's Abin over to the far side corner to Borja Fernandez. They clear it back over to the top right wing now. Right wing with it, Xavier Bishop. Bishop dribbling over to his right. Goes inside to Jabril Bello, who's double-teamed to the right block. Will go across the court over to Abinadamu on the far corner. Dribbling into the center of the lane. Shot up for Abin off the side of the rim, and it won't go. Robertson with the rebound. Bobcats have never led in this ball game. Trying to get their first one here now. Go down into
the... is where, right now, Keshonte Legans and his staff is trying to get the ball to.
And before this ball is inbounded, a whistle coming against Kellen Times. And Kellen's going to pick up his second. The team's got 4.
Austin is a physical specimen, and they like to post him a little bit against guards. His strength in there allows him to get shots off.
All right, shot put up by Austin at the free throw line. Through. It's a pure-looking shot. And it goes right through the bottom of the net that time, and it's back with the lead for Portland. 34-32. They lead it. 14-23 to go in the second half. Xavier Bishop at the top of the key now. Bishop gives it off over to the left to Borja Fernandez, who gives the handoff to Raekwon Battle. Just about loses the basketball that time. And now it's Kellen Times dribbling with the basketball inside to Borja Fernandez. Fernandez with 8 seconds to shoot. Hook shot halfway into the out. Battle trying to get the rebound, but it comes for Portland that time, and they will go the other way. Trying to extend upon a 2-point lead. They lose the basketball. Kellen Times with the open lane and the open make. Back time. 34-34 with 13:49. Here we go with the second half. Turn of that turnover into points that time for Montana State. Bobcats are led by Tyler Patterson's 9 points offensively. Robertson on the other side has got 12 points. He's the only one in double figures for either of these two teams. Here's Austin for the left wing, and it's up and good, and he puts himself into double figures now with 10 points, and Portland in front 36-34.
All 10 of Austin's points have just been mid-range jump shots.
Bello goes up, and there's some contact. They're going to call a flop. Coming against Portland's number 15. It's Duca, who starts with a flop. So it was knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Montana State underneath their own basket. 13-15 to go in this ball game. Portland leading at 36-34 over Montana State. Borja Fernandez going down inside to now Jabril Bello. Bello dribbling, backing his way over to the hoop. Now they kick it out. Borja for three, up no good. Side of the rim and a rebound for Portland, trying to build upon right now a 2-point lead for the Portland Pilots. They get it up over to the top now, off over to the left wing to Mike Meadows, who's been a little bit quiet. Boy, was he good for Eastern Washington. Really torched Montana State in that championship game. Was at Eastern Washington before transferring with head coach Shante Leggins. Here's a shot up with 5 seconds to spare. It's blocked by Jabril Bello. Down to 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot thrown up and good. Wow. With literally 0 left on that shot clock. That is going to be a 2 as his foot was on the line that time. But it's 38-34. Back in front is Portland that time. But that's a killer that time late to the shot clock.
Yeah, you don't like those ones. And look to me like Battle had a chance to come up with that. Lost track of where the ball was.
There's a jumper now. Gets the back of the rim that time, but it will not go through. And a rebound coming for Portland. Shots not quite falling here the last couple of minutes now for the Bobcats. 12:04 to go in the second half. 38-34, Portland in front. They kick it back over to the top now to Tyler Robertson. And Robertson will slow down the offense as goes Shante Leggins. Yells out a couple of commands there. Gets a high screen from Meadows, and this ball is stolen away, but it was stolen away and knocked out of bounds that time.
And the officials did review that into shot clock play. That was the 3 by Austin, and they confirmed it as a 2 rather. And that obviously was good.
Here's Meadows with a jumper from 3. It will not go. Great Asabar gets the rebound as he checked in during that last media timeout. Montana State now trying to cut down on a 4-point deficit, 38-34. Montana State trying to make it a really, really great weekend for the Bobcats. The women basketball team, they were winners, as this is a foul down underneath into the free throw line will go Montana State. The football team winners. And men's basketball trying to be the same. Duca is going to pick up his second personal. The team's up to now 5 for Portland. 5 team fouls coming against the Pilots. 14 fouls coming against the Montana State Bobcats. Raekwon battled with the free throw line down his shoe.
Really surprised that Portland's doubling Greg Osapar in the paint right there as a young freshman. Not like he's really showing that he's going to just go to work on people. I understand doubling Bello, but right there, good offside cut by Battle.
The first one wouldn't go, but the second one does. And we're back to a 1-possession ball game. 38-35, Montana State down 3. 11-18 to go in the second half. You get it off over to the top now to Portland, off to number 15, Chikanuda. Chika gives it over to Meadows on the right wing. They work late in the shot clock consistently last couple of possessions now, down to 9 seconds. Driving in and a whistle coming. Whistle coming by the down official. It's going to be a foul against Montana State. They're going to have to be careful, too, because that's coming against Kellen Times, and that is Kellen's 3rd. Team's 5th. Tyler Patterson will check into the ballgame. Tyler will check in for Kellen Times. Kind of going with a 2-guard lineup that time a little bit with Kellen and Xavier in there, but with the 3 fouls, they've got to make a switch to that. Inbounded over to Austin. Austin now will, with a little dribble move, fadeaway jumper on the right side through. Wow, he is good at that with a fadeaway jumper and a technical foul coming against Austin. He was talking in the face of Raekwon Battle, and he is teed up.
It's a good call. I mean, it's a pretty obvious one. He was chirping on the way down.
All right, so that will be number 5. Chris Austin will get his 2nd personal. As Tyler Patterson will be the one awarded to the free throw line, one of the better free throw shooters for this team. The first one's up and good. The second one's up and good, too. Boy, it's a big technical foul right there. That gives Montana State 2 points and the basketball.
Yeah, just basically wipes off a really nice play by Austin to finish over the top of Raekwon Battle. He's a leading scorer in the ballgame at 14 right now, and he has had a tremendous second half.
40-37, Montana State right now trailing by 3. They've trailed for 26 minutes and 38 seconds in this ball game. They're fighting themselves back into it here with the second half. No field goals in the last 3 minutes now for Montana State. 10:35 right now in counting to go in the second half as RaeQuan Battle drives in through a couple of defenders. Loses the handle that time, but it was last off. Montana State will go back over to Portland.
High contact, but no whistle, no call there. So Montana State will be back going the other way on defense.
Portland trying to get some points. They've been able to score 14 in the second half. And an offensive foul coming against Portland. Xavier Bishop doing a good job of taking that foul. This one's coming against Austin. After the technical foul and the offensive foul, he's got 3, and the team's got 6.
Changes kind of his dynamic now. He's got to be wise offensively. Bobcats here need to. Got 10 minutes to go here, and it's kind of getting to that point where you'd like to start grabbing the lead and try and build something from there. Haven't had any lead all game. We've had the game tied 4 different times, but haven't been able to take the lead.
Xavier Bishop driving in, drawing contact, and drawing himself a shot to go to the free throw line. He'll go off to the free throw line now to be able to shoot a pair. As this whistle comes in on number 15, Aduka, his now 3rd personal as well. 7 teams of the Bobcats are in the bonus. Just never set the feet, did Aduka. Got the foul in there, got the contact in there with the hands. He throws up and good, and that brings it within 2. Xavier Bishop trying to bring it to a 1-point ball game. 40-38 to score right now with 10:03 to go in the second half.
Cats more aggressive in the second half. 10 of their 22 points have been at the free throw line just from attacking. Now 11 out of 23 points at the free throw line.
Second one's good, and we're back to a 1-point ball game. Here comes Portland down with the basketball. It's Meadows driving over to the right. Good stop that time by Xavier Bishop, but now Meadows goes with the open lane left, high off glass. It bounces halfway and then out, but Naduku gets the rebound on the putback. 42-39. Portland back in front. Here's Xavier Bishop. 9:40 left to go with the second half. 42-39. Montana State right now down by 3. Bishop with a little fadeaway jumper from the side. Hits the back of the rim and then bounces off. And Portland trying to build upon a 3-point lead right now. Bobcats have struggled just 4 of 22 from the field. That's 21%. As that shot will not go for Portland. Off the mark that time. No, 10 of 47 from the field. Here's Tyler Patterson to the right wing and will not go. And a whistle coming against Montana State on the rebound. Calling a great Asabar. Asabar's first on the team 6th. So Jabril Bella will check into the ball game. See if the all-conference guy can't get something. It's one of the young guys, great Asabar. You hear coach saying, hey, I want you to play hard, but I want you to play smart. That's kind of the hard medium to find when you're one of the younger guys.
Yeah, you're trying to find ways to get minutes and get on the floor.
Robertson lost that basketball that time, but now he regains it. Abdul Muhammad plays some real solid defense, making him dribble with that left hand, and he dribbles it to the elbow. Shot up and good. 44-39. Back in front by 5 now is Portland. Bobcats needing that kind of late run. They haven't been able to get a shot from the field to fall in the last 5 minutes. They've been able to do a little bit of damage for the free throw line. Getting over to Abdul Muhammad. Abdul Muhammad now goes around the defender. Shot up no good. And a rebound coming for Portland. Got a 5-point lead. Austin getting back in a hurry. He loses the handle. Fight for the basketball. Down on the ground. RaeQuan Battle's got it. And RaeQuan just made a play right there to get a jump ball. And the possession will stay with Portland, but good, nice physical move coming out of RaeQuan Battle.
Yeah, really nice hustle play. Gets on the floor immediately and has an opportunity to help his team gain a possession. He was trying to get a timeout, but just didn't have the eyes or ears of an official to get it.
So down on the ground. Look at that, cleaned off a little bit with 8:25 to go in the second half. It's a 44-39 right now lead for Portland over Montana State. Portland will inbound it, and Pilots holding on to this lead for much in part of this game. Trying to finish the deal here for the second half after the Bobcats trail by 10 going into the halftime. Get it down over the right block now. Robertson with the basketball, spinning to his, or looking like he was going to spin to his left, but spins over to the right. Now gives it to Meadows, and Meadows with a jumper, and it's a 3-pointer. Behind the arc that time, but it makes it 47-39, in front by 8. Xavier Bishop driving over to the right. We'll give it on to Ahmad Adamu, and Adamu at the top to Tyler Patterson this time. 7:52 to go in the second half. 47-39. Portland in front right now by 8. Here's Abdeladamu off glass, side of the rim, but it won't go. Struggling to be able to get a shot to Bobcats that time. And a little full court pressure. Abdeladamu steals the basketball. Nice little defensive set that time, and a whistle coming against Meadows. And a little bit too much contact that time, and that's going to be his fourth.
When the Bobcats kind of made their run, Meadows was on the bench for a good portion of that. Bobcats come out in their 1-3-1, put a little full court, three-quarter court pressure, and Bauman makes just amazing athletic play to create the pressure, and he'll shoot some.
So if you want to have a shot in this, it's going to come from the free throw line. 9 team fouls coming against Portland. As the first one's up and good that time for Abdeladamu. Brings it back within 7 here, 47-40. Montana State Bobcats in this ball game today. Shooting now 80% for the free throw line, 16-20, quite well. On the other side of it, Portland's a perfect 8 for 8 from the free throw line as the second free throw's up and good. 47-41. Back within 6 is Montana State. Still no field goals in the last 6 minutes and 16 seconds, but they've been able to stay in this ball game thanks to the free throw line. Here's Meadows. Gets over to Nduka. Now Robertson with a long-range 3. Right wing won't go. Rebound coming for Xavier Bishop. He's got it 2-on-2. Xavier will go to the hoop. He'll go up, and he'll be fouled. Robertson that time going to be charged with a foul, and that's his third personal. That's the team 10th. And the Bobcats are shooting 2 for the rest of this ball game. All 7 minutes and 13 seconds of it. 16 fouls against the Bobcats, so Portland will be in the bonus as well for the next 7 minutes and 13 seconds. For the free throw line now, a couple of dribbles for Xavier Bishop. And this free throw's up, and it is no good. Rims around and just won't fall through that time.
Yeah, and the Cats, 15 of the 25 points in the second half at the foul line. So that has been the bread and butter. They got to keep that aggressiveness going.
That free throw is up and good. Coach Downey sprinkled one, the lane violation. Number kind of guys starting to fall into the lane, but the officials say it wasn't until it was of regulation. 7:05 to go with the second half. 47-42. Bobcats are within 5 again. Here's Robertson driving into the lane now. Fadeaway jumpers up side of the rim, bouncing around and will not go. And a rebound coming from Montana State. Kind of tripping up Abdul Muhammad that time because Chika Nduka fell to the turf, or fell to the court that was. So the whistle's coming against Abdul Muhammad. Abdul's now got 3. The team's now got 7. To the free throw line will go number 15. Chika Nduka.
Boy, that was a tough one for Montana State. Ball is live, have an opportunity to get it and put yourself in a position to get an extra possession. Down 5, can't come up with it.
Free throws up and good.
Yeah, and you get Portland back on the free throw line. Portland today 9 of 9. That's our first free throw attempt in the second half. Comes 13 minutes in.
6:55 to go with the second half. Free throw is up and it is good. Both of them, they are still 100%. 10 of 10 for the free throw line. They're an 82% free throw shooting team overall. It was 6:50 to go in the second half. Right now it's Portland on top, 49-42. 7-point lead right now for Portland. Driving in is Abdeladamu, backing his way over the hoop, throws it up and throws it in. 49-44. The Bobcats within 5. That's one of those shots that just wasn't falling in the first half.
Yeah, really nice finish by Adamu. Not an easy finish. High degree of difficulty, but Bobcats have it back to a 5-point game.
All right, Portland now gets it over to Roberts. Roberts driving around. He's got an open lane, and he traveled. He took an extra step. It's almost one of those things with Robertson as a pass catcher. When you see all the open grass, it's hard to make the catch. He saw the open lane, and he took an extra step.
Boy, and the Bobcats got just lucky right there. Muhammad and Bello both just miscommunicated on a switch. Robertson had a wide open lane. Just got too excited.
6:05 left to go in the second half. 49-44. Montana State down 5. Here's the shot up and the shut down. Bobcats getting 2 more to come their way. 49-46 is within a possession yet again after the jumper by Xavier Bishop.
Bishop gets himself into double figures. Second Bobcat to get there here tonight.
Here's Austin on the right wing. He'll pull up right in front of the three-point line. Up, no good. Rebound coming from Montana State. Xavier Bishop now dribbling over to the right. Right wing this time with a couple of dribbles now coming over to the center of the lane. Driving in, fakes the shot, kicks it out. Abdul Muhammad for a three, and it's too long off the side. Fight for the rebound, and a whistle coming against Abdul. That's his fourth.
And worse yet, it puts Robertson on a free throw line. He's going to walk to the other end. And again, not what you want to do with Portland is put them on the line. Bobcats need to get this thing into a one-possession game in the last few minutes. They do not want to be in a spot where they're having to foul intentionally.
5:30 left to go in the second half. 49-46, Portland in front of Montana State right now by 3. Yeah, Robertson going to the free throw line. This team a perfect 100% from the free throw line, 10 of 10. Free throws up and good for Robertson. That's how it makes it 50-46. Back in front by 2 possessions. Robertson with a couple of dribbles, and the second free throws up and good. 51-46, 5-point lead right now for Portland over the Montana State Bobcats. 5:25 to go with the second half. With Brian Preby, I'm Zach Mackey from Worthington Arena in Bozeman, Montana, where the Bobcats trying to get a key non-conference game to get their 8th win and to stay perfect at home. They're 2-0 in home contest. Here's a left wing three. Raekwon, side of the ring, no. Boy, this place was ready to go if that three would have found a mark, as Robertson will cross half court now with 5:05 to go in the second half. Abdul Muhammad playing man-to-man defense here with 4 fouls. He's got to be careful. One of the smart players, though, one of the veteran players, knows what he needs to do, as they'll get it down inside of Robertson. 8 seconds to shoot. Robertson backing his way into the hoop. Fadeaway jumper in the lane. Will not go. And a rebound for Jibril Bello. Pushing up to Xavier Bishop. Bishop now will slow it down a bit. Get it to the trailing Abdul Muhammad. Inside to Bello. Bello now is fouled. That time coming against Chicken Nduku, and that's his 4th. On to the free throw line to shoot all 2 of those free throws will be Jibril Bello. 78% of the Bobcats. 18 of 23 from the charity stripe. We have the 4:39 left to go with the second half. Try to bring this within a one-possession game again. The free throw, good. Nick Gonzalez will check in. Tyler Patterson will check out. It is a 4-point ball game. 51-47. Montana State outplaying themselves there in the second half than what they did in the first. End of the first half, it was 26-16. Montana State now in the second half has outscored Portland 31-25, and they lead it, or they trail, sorry, by 4, 51-47. Here's the free throw up and good. And we're back to a one-possession game. It's a 3-point lead for Portland. They've got the basketball. 4:39 left to go in the second half now. Meadows between his legs, dribbling in the left wing, will dribble over to the top of the key. They give it off over to Austin now. Austin resets it to the top, driving over to the right guy into the lane, off glass, up and good. Good little move by Austin. He can get to the hoop in a hurry. 53-48, Portland back in front. And a whistle coming. Foul coming against Portland. Yeah, this one's coming against Moses Wood, his second personal. They'll go back to the free throw line with the Montana State Bobcats.
Yeah, early mismatch in transition. Wood got stuck on Bello inside, and that's not going to go well for Portland. He has to push to try and keep him out of the deep paint, and Bello's able to draw the foul.
Bello's first free throws up and good. 53-49. It's back to a 4-point ball game. Amin Adamu will check in. Xavier Bishop will check out. So that puts Amin at the 1. He'll bring the basketball down now. With Kellen times 4 fouls, elected to go with Amin in that spot, as this free throw will not go. So it holds with a 4-point lead for Portland over Montana State with 4:13 to go with the second half. 53-49. Portland in front by 4. Right wing now with the basketball. Meadows clears it over to the top. Now it's Robertson at the left wing. Robertson crosses in front of himself. He's got Abdul Muhammad man-to-man. And now Robertson driving in to the lane. Kicks it over to the top. Top of the key. 3 up front of the rim, and it will not go. How about that time for Dvorak on the opposite end now. Raekwon back 3-50 right now, and that second free throw good as well, and that cuts it to a 2-point ball game. 53-51. Raekwon hitting a couple of free throws. Xavier Bishop back into the game. He'll run the point now.
Closest it's been in 10 minutes when the Bobcats tied this thing at 34 all. stopping a score gets them back there.
Out of the top now, Robertson dribbling over to his left. 3:35 left to go in the second half. Meadows now down to the corner. Will give it back over to Robertson to the top. Robertson's got 16 points. He leads his Portland team. He's driving inside, and he'll kick it out over to Meadows. Meadows down to the baseline. 5 seconds to shoot. They get over to Austin. Austin now with a left wing three with 1 second to spare. Up and good. Austin has been deadly at times. He ties up Robertson now with 16 points of his own. And with that three, he actually goes in front with 19 points. He's been deadly in this game so far.
Yeah, and Austin's really been the key player for Portland's second half. 2 late end of shot clock 3-pointers that are the difference right now.
Here's Abdul Muhammad to the center of the lane. Turning, spinning, shot up and three. That time good. Big shot coming out of Abdul to pull it back within 3. With 2:47 left to go in the second half, the Montana State Bobcats looking for their 8th win. Trying to go 2-0 against Portland. With 2:40 to go in the second half now. 56-53. The Pilots right now leading over the Bobcats. Robertson driving over to the left. And he's going to be double teamed down to the corner. He's got Jabril Belkis to find a shot. Here down for Robertson. He's got a 5-4. Abdul Muhammad playing good tight defense and a great defensive stop coming out of Abdul Muhammad, who got his hand on that, and the shot was no good. Montana State with the basketball, down by 3. Bobcats into the center of the lane, shot up and was kind of trying to go over to Jabril Bell, and it was stolen away. A turnover here with 2:05 to go with the second half. 56-53. It is a 3-point lead right now for the Portland Pilots over the Montana State Bobcats. Here with the top now is Meadows. Meadows dribbling with the basketball. Will dribble it over to the left. They'll take it down to 10 seconds on that shot clock. 1:50 left to go on the game clock. Abdelhamid trying to steal this one away from Austin. Down to 5 seconds. Austin now with a right wing three. Up and no good. Off the side of the rim that time. And Abdul Muhammad will go ahead and grab that rebound, and will go the other way now. 1:35 to go with the second half. 56-53, 3-point ball game. Here's Xavier Bishop crossing in front now. Hands it off to Bello. Bello trying to go down with a dunk, and he's fouled. He's fouled to a 1-point ball game. The Bobcats 79% for the free throw line, 23 of 29, and here's this one up and good. 2-point ball game here from Bozeman, Montana.
Bello scored the first basket for Montana State with about a minute gone in this game. He has no made field goals since. He's gotten the free throw line 12 times, make it 13.
That free throw will not go that time. It's a 2-point ball game, 56-54. Kind of jumping into that lane a little bit early, and that's what Coach Stanley Sprinkle saw in his displeasure with the officials right now. It looked like it was a little bit of an early move. 1:14 to go. This ball stolen. Xavier Bishop 101. He's driving the full court length up and good. Bobcats tie it. 56-56 with 1:04 left to go in the second half. Now Montana State trying to take their first lead of this game. Here we go. Driving over to the left is Meadows. Meadows now turns, spins, give it off over to Wood. Wood now back over to Meadows. 14-second on that shot clock. 47 seconds left to go on the game clock. Meadows between his legs. Driving over to the left. Throws one upside of the rim. It won't go. And a fight for the rebound. Down the ground. Getting after it is going to be Portland. This one's stolen. Taken away. Oh, they're calling a foul now. All of a sudden, a whistle coming. Whistle going to be coming against Tyler Patterson. Wow.
Tough call right there. Loose ball. You got 2 officials that saw it clean, didn't blow it, but one thought he saw something. That's going to put Woods at the free throw line. Get a little replay.
Free throw's no good.
First missed free throw of the ball game for Portland.
Wow, they were 100%. 12 of 12, another 12 of 13. This is a big one right in. Second free throw. 36 seconds remain in the ball game. Free throws up, and it is good. That time, making it count, is Moses Wood. 57-56. Portland in front by 1. Xavier Bishop pass half court. 1. They have led for all 36 minutes, and they've led for 36 minutes and 26 seconds. Xavier Bishop at the top of the key. Bobcats could take this down to 6 seconds on the game clock with the shot clock differential. Here's Xavier Bishop over to the right side. Kicks it off over to the top. Patterson for 3. Yeah! You betcha! The first lead of the game with 30 seconds left. Shot clock off. Driving over to the right. Robertson and a whistle coming against Tyler Patterson that time. All right, we'll go to the free throw line now. A 59-57 ball game, but the Bobcats right now in front by 2.
Yeah, and the Cats are going to have last possession as long as they don't give up an offensive rebound here. So Wood, even if he makes both, all that does is tie after Patterson's 3.
Got to get loud. It yet again is Moses Wood, who missed the one. He's throughout today's game, he's 3 for 4 from the free throw line to make it 4 for 5 as he's brought it back within a 1-point game. 59-58. It is a 1-point lead for the Bobcats. Shot is up, and the shot is good. That time for Moses. So 14.7 seconds remain. The Bobcats with 2 timeouts. Xavier Bishop will bring it down past half court. They'll get it passed with about just 10.7 here for the First Interstate Bank courtside seats. Tomlin with the basketball now in his hands. He finds Xavier Bishop back in the backcourt. Looked like it was going to get away from him for a second. Here we go. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Going over to the front. Now kick it over to Abdul Muhammad. 3 seconds. Got to get the shot off. 2 seconds. A jumper. Good!